on.
Well, I started the podcast and you said that, so now we're gonna just have to go with that.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey everybody, it's Jacki Jing, and welcome to the Jing Dynasty podcast. We got Cece here. She hasn't been a part of the podcast for the last few episodes, so she just got off of work early, and so she decided to join for this topic, which the topic is ghosted again. And this seems to be, I think, recurring pattern in my dating life, but I think it's a recurring pattern in like a lot of people's dating lives. So just because this one was like so fresh and heavy, I just felt like, let's talk about it, right? So I've been on TikTok and talked about being ghosted. I've been ghosted. You know, I'll go on a couple dates with a guy and then I don't hear from him. And I always feel like it's kind of rude, but I don't get like super hurt by it. I'm just like, okay, wow, like a couple dates and they weren't feeling it, but they could have just been like, hey, like I'm not interested, like wish you the best, whatever, right? But they don't. And I'm kind of like gotten used to that. But I had been on a pretty good stretch with a guy. We had been talking since early August. And we're in mid-October now, so like a couple months, right? And we'd gone on several dates. And just like we went on a date, and then he just never messaged me after the date for like more than a week. And I mean, if any of y'all know, like, okay, several dates, like you've kind of developed a connection with this person, at least for me, right? And I definitely had a lot of feelings for him. And, like, to just be ghosted like that was super harsh. Like, I feel like after 7 dates and, like, you know, being in constant communication for that. Alien said, I have no faith in humanity. So, Alien, like, I was super confused. And I was just like, you know, I'm not going to say anything because I feel like I shouldn't say anything. And then roughly a week had passed, like I said, and I decided last night, I was like, I'm going to message him. Like, I was like, this doesn't feel good to me. And honestly, I tried to play it off like I was really strong and it didn't bother me. And then I called like Cece and I just started like sobbing in my car. Like I was sobbing hysterically because I was just like, he has nothing to say, like absolutely nothing to say to me, like not even like I'm not interested or like whatever, like just I was so unimportant that like I just wasn't even worth a text or anything, you know. And so I was sobbing in her car, and then it was so funny, I was like, I ruined my best eyelashes because I was in that Poison Ivy outfit. If any of you follow me on TikTok or anything, I was like in this like orange wig, like a little bodysuit, and these like big fake eyelashes with green makeup, and I was just like crying hysterically and ruined my best eyelashes. They're like all matted now and look like crap. Nemesis said, do you think that the guys are expecting the win and when it doesn't happen they flee? So this is what I think. That is so... And then Serene said, that's so disrespectful. I feel like unless there's a legitimate excuse or reason why, I understand, but it's so easy to be upfront. You deserve the best, Jacki. Thanks. So, okay. I texted him, and I wrote out something, like, super long, and I was just, like... And I was really very nice about it. I always take the high road. I'm never someone to be, like, hostile or mean like that, you know? Like, I took the high road, and I was just, like... I was like, hey, haven't heard from you for a week, so I got it. You're not into me. And I was just like, you know, this is inconsiderate, cold, and hurtful. Like, you know, and everything I told you guys, like, you know, we've been dating for this long a period. We've been talking for this long a period. And I just was like, please be kinder to people's hearts. Like, I'm a human being, and this hurt me, you know? And, oh, Ray, thank you for the sub. Sub dance. Sorry, we're talking about ghosting. And then I sent him that last night, and I didn't hear from him at all. Like this, I was like, this morning I'll definitely wake up to a response, and there's nothing. And then he messaged me this afternoon when I was on my row machine in my condo, and he was like, I'm sorry, and I hear you, and thank you for reaching out. And then he went on to say, like, I'm not ghosting you. I just was really busy with work and all this stuff. But then he was like, I'm a really bad communicator. You deserve better. And, like, I am a big fan of you. Like, wish you nothing but the best. And so my thoughts are that, so this is what I think. I think that he was going to ghost me. I think he was never going to message me. But since I messaged him and I called out his lack of integrity and, like, his lack of respect, he came up with something, you know? Hey, Bayla. Bayla's like, no way, I'm watching The Circle right now. You just came out of the show. Bayla, that's awesome. I love it. That's great. So yeah. So I guess, like, I knew it was over. I mean, we hadn't talked for a week. Like, there's no coming back from that, in my opinion. Like, I knew it was over. Like, I was like, okay, bro, it's done. But I was listening to this podcast. God, I forgot the name of the guy, but he's a very famous podcaster. And he was just like, you need to call these people out, like, and call out their lack of integrity so they can become better people, you know? Because I was like, should I message him? Should I say anything to him or not, you know? And now I'm really happy that I did. And yeah, and maybe it was him trying to save face and maybe whatever, but, like, he did say, he's like, you're right, like, I need to be kinder and I need to check in more and all this stuff. And so I don't know, maybe for the next chick, he will be better. But so there's a couple things. I think that he might be completely full of shit, but whatever. Like, I give him props for at least responding finally. But I think that, like, if you are being ghosted, like, don't be afraid to call that person out in, like, a nice, kind, polite way. You know, I was very nice to him. I was like, hey, I wish you and your puppy nothing but the best. And, you know, like, I hope it all works out for you, you know? But I think it's important to call out this behavior, you know? And I do think that the other thing they said on this podcast I was listening to is, like, there were red flags. People who ghost are red flag people. So you need to go back and look at at the red flags, you know? And there was tons of red flags. Cece, should we divulge on the number of red flags that I saw? But I just kept on ignoring them because I just so badly wanted something to work out.
Giving excuses.
Yeah.
For those.
And so, I think it's not just on him. I mean, there is a lot on him. I think, like, my friend Daniel, y'all know Daniel from The Circle, like, he told me, he's like, hey, it's like a group project, Jacki. You worked really hard in the group project, but, like, he's literally putting in, like, B effort, and then he's trying to yell at you for it being an F or, like, a lower grade. And you're like, but I gave an A and you gave a D. And so now we're getting a C, you know? So it's like, I can't be upset because I put in all the effort that I could and I did everything that I possibly could. So I can walk away from it and be happy now, you know? But I think just the big thing I learned was that you need to listen to your intuition more. You need to have boundaries more. There was things that I should have laid down a lot earlier, and then I would have never been ghosted in the first place. Because people who ghost are red flag people. And, like, there is a way to avoid those people. I don't want to call them out too much because I don't want you all to, like, hunt them down or anything. But there was a lot of red flags. Starting with his first name and the name of his dog. I was like, oh, okay. And he said a bunch of other stuff that I was just like, this is highly sus. But I just kept on wanting to believe it because he looked really good on paper. But I've learned repeatedly that, like, these people who look good on paper don't really matter unless they have a good soul. And I think I've been my whole life, I've been kind of, like, looking for these people who are perfect on paper and not really looking at their souls. And I'm going to start trying to do that from now on. So anyway, I guess I wanted to talk about ghosting with y'all because I think, like, it's been, like, happening to me a lot lately. And I, of course, like, they're at fault, but I also think, like, I'm at fault too. Because it's like, I need to listen to my intuition. I need to listen to my heart. And sometimes Cece usually is very spot on with her advice. She usually she was not a fan of this guy. Like, and she repeatedly said stuff, you know? And oh my God, I love my chat right now. They're like, hunt him down. Hunt him down. My queen, the Jing army is ready. I love you guys. You guys are so funny. So like, I'll be honest, like he told me, he's like, oh, well, I went to San Francisco and I got all caught up with work and had all these excuses. And I'm just like, literally, it takes like 3 seconds to send a text. But anyway, whatever. Like, all I'm trying to say is like, you find yourself getting ghosted in long-term relationships, like ones that last more than like a few dates, when you aren't paying attention to the red flags and you're putting yourself kind of in these situations. So yeah, this really hurt, but like I have to partly blame myself for being in this situation. So like my big takeaways from this frankly awful experience, to be completely transparent, is that I saw red flags and I ignored them, and I can't do that ever again. And also, if somebody has the audacity to ghost you, like, make sure you call them out for it. You know what I mean? And you don't need to do it in a hostile way, but like, call attention to their lack of integrity and lack of respect, you know? Another important thing I heard on this podcast was hurt people, healed people, heal people, right? And I thought that was really important because I felt like, at least let me not hurt him and be a B word about it, you know? And I was like, let's just heal from it and just try to be healing. And my sister read the conversations and she was like, okay, this looks like really healthy communication. And I was like, thank you, Dr. Fiona, you know? But I think it went well. I think I just need to move on. I think I need to pick better. And I think I've notoriously just picked, lack of a better word, boys my whole life. And it's got to change. Wow, 1,000 bits. What? Oh my God. A dark light anime. Sub dance.
And you have that name, anime.
Dark light anime. 1,000 biddies. Thank you so much.
Or she.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Omni, like, I am too nice. I don't put down boundaries. Like, he repeatedly wouldn't text me for like a couple days, and I called him out on it, and then he got like better for 2 days, and then he just went right back to it, and I didn't call him out on it anymore. And I was trying to be nice, and I was like, give him his space, let him do his thing. But the thing is, like, if a guy cares about you, he's texting you every day. Another thing I wanted to talk to y'all about is that I do think that guys tend to put women in 2 boxes when they meet them. They have a I just want to fuck her box, and I want to be with her box. And I think it was pretty clear from the get that I was not in the girlfriend box because of his behavior. And instead of putting my foot down about it, I just felt like so lucky that, like, you know, he was so perfect in my eyes. So I just felt lucky for him to be with me. And I think that fucked me and which box I got put into. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you're a bad bitch and you come with confidence, like, you're not going to be put in that side box, especially when you're as amazing as me. But the problem is that I have had to constantly work on self-love and honestly, like, how much you love yourself is how much love you're going to get. Like, people love you based on how much you love yourself. Okay? Like, and I can't emphasize that enough. Cece, you okay?
Yeah, no. I was just looking at if the badges worked on Instagram. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. The third box, I want to get to know her, but yes, as a man, I agree. Yeah, so I just think there was a lot of things that I look back now and I'm like, man, I mean, that's how life is though, right? We like look back, we live and we learn. Thanks, Nemesis. Thank you guys. But there's a lot of things that like I look back and I'm just like, should have known better. And so I guess like that's really the whole moral of the podcast is like, if you're getting ghosted, like, and you've been dating this person for a while, that's kind of on you a little bit. Like, that's kind of on you a little bit. And I know you don't want to hear that. But it's also important that you call them out so hopefully they will start correcting their behavior. And Cece was like, he ain't going to change. And you know what? Maybe he isn't. But he was going to ghost me. I don't care what he says. Like, oh, I wasn't going to ghost you and all stuff. You didn't message me for more than a week, bro. He was going to fucking ghost me if I didn't bring attention to it, okay? And he had to address it, had to be kind, had to be loving. So, yes, maybe in a way we force him to be kind and loving, but I don't feel bad about forcing someone to be kind and loving instead of being a cowardly piece of shit. Like, at least he pivoted a little bit, you know?
Yeah, no.
And maybe next time he'll pivot a little bit more. So.
Totally. Calling him out, needs to be done. Because he needs to hear he was,
I don't think he thought.
All those words that I said, I won't say on stream because I'm a teacher, but yes, I've said it in person.
Yeah, and I got closure too, which was nice.
But yeah.
Beep. Yeah, I think it made me cry a little bit because I was like hoping maybe he'd be like, oh, Jacki, I fucked up and you're right and I can do better and I really want to be with you, and he didn't. And I was just like, yep, just another one who just doesn't find me worthy of being like a better human, And that low-key hurts a little bit. But I also am positive and I know that he's going to find me. And I also think I need to stop looking for him so hard. Oh, what's coming out of your mouth?
No, I was just going to say, like I told you, it's mutual, though. You don't want him anyways. Like, why would you want someone like that? So, if you're going to say the same thing to him, he says no, you say no, Like, it's mutual. Like, that's how relationships are. Even friendships, it's
Yeah, dude, fuck that guy. Straight up. Fuck that guy. Like, he's been treating me like dirt from the beginning, and I just kept on dealing with it because I was like, oh, wow, well, he's just this and that, and he's so great, and it's like, fuck you, I'm fucking great, bitch.
Yeah, I was like,
so fuck off.
Great here.
We're dropping F-bombs. I'd rather tell Jacki what it is. Oh my god, she's hurting from it. Tell her the truth so she's prepared for the F-boys. Yeah, I think, thanks, Savannah. Yeah, dude, Savannah, it's been a rough go out here. It ain't easy out here in LA, I'm not gonna lie. Here on the East, he's already been deleted. Yeah, he's gone. Learning from your own hiccups is not a bad thing. It just shows you care and are aware of your intentions and actions. You have a huge heart, and this guy clearly didn't share the same great qualities you have. Wow, thank you, Wild Elder. A Wild Elder appears. Well, thank you. That makes me feel a lot better.
Aww.
Yeah, it is a great healing and growing experience. I ghosted a few back in the day. Usually it was just too much of a bother to go through an explanation. Never like after several dates, but sure after maybe just one. Yes, Slim Jim Pickens, like, I think if you match with someone on Bumble or Tinder and they ghost you, like, it's like, whatever. Like, I don't even think twice about that. If we go on 2 dates, I'm kind of like, damn, bro. But several dates? We were talking for 2 fucking months. And he ghosted me. What the fuck? Excuse my French. But, like, that's some shit, straight up. And honestly, I didn't message him, and because I was like, okay, I'm gonna like play hard to get here and all this shit, and then I was just like, nah, bro, I'm done. And I don't want him to like just get away with like not messaging me and not having to confront the situation, Like, I was like, I'm not gonna let him get away with that. Actually, Savannah, it's funny. You know who talked me through was Isabella. And I don't know if Tanisha's still here. Isabella, the real Isabella, was here, and she was like the one like helping me sort of my feelings. She was the one to say call him out because I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And then she was the one who said call him out. And then I did call him out, and then I listened to that podcast, and I was like, that is the right thing to do, is call them out. Even the most awesome people have esteem and self-image problems. I'm sure I've said this before. You're a gift from God, Jacki. Whichever guy that gets you is going to be the luckiest guy on the face of this earth. Well, thank you. No doubt, I kind of brought that up earlier because I'm sure Homeboy was just feeling himself and thinking he's winning. I can see these West Coasters in that lifestyle just living, feeling themselves. Oh, guys out here are completely, atrociously burning dumpster fires. They're awful. Yeah, playing hard to get sometimes can really backfire. But I don't know if it was, I don't think I was playing hard to get. I think I was clear as fucking day on how I felt. Like, this guy, we went on 3 dates, and I didn't hear from him for a couple days. And I was like, I called him, and I was like, hey, like, just want you to know I like you a lot, and, like, I want to know where you stand, Anyway, to make a long story short, like, I made it really clear that I wanted a serious relationship and that I really liked him. I, told him that, probably every date after our 3rd date. So it wasn't like I was playing hard to get, but it was like not hearing, like I messaged him and didn't hear from him, and I was like, I'm not going to chase him. I'm not going to be blowing his ass up. And then finally I was like, it's been a week. This is just disrespectful at this point. Like, that's not playing hard to get. Like, that's just like commanding respect at that point. Like, it's just like, dude, like, I messaged you last, and like, you're not going to message me for that long? Oh, it says no audio. No audio here? Are we sure?
No, because someone called you. That's why.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Boys just don't get it until they feel that burn and shade themselves. Yeah, I think that's the problem, is that, like, people aren't able to see outside of themselves, and they're super inconsiderate. And I think because my brother passed away, I really learned to think about others a lot more than myself. I think before Ian passed away, I was like everybody else, and I was pretty selfish and never saw beyond myself. But I think that after Ian passed away, I really started to think about the other perspective. So is there still no audio on Instagram? I don't know. Still nothing? Anyway, well, I'll just close Instagram then. Sorry. Bye, loves. Delete. Discard. Sorry. So this is all going to be on the podcast anyway. But, yeah. This is life. We live and we learn. I think it just gets hard because it's like, I am like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? I'm like, feel like I'm a catch and all this stuff. And I've really realized with time that people love you as much as you love yourself. And then I kept on going on our dates, and I was like, I'm so lucky he likes me. This is so cool. Like, it's so great that he likes me. Oh my gosh, you know? And really, like, I should have been in there, and I should have been like, I love myself, and I'm awesome. And, like, what do you bring to the table? Instead of this mentality, this, like, fear mentality, or as my mom always calls it, was living in scarcity mode. She like always like, you're living in scarcity mode, Jacki. And so like, I just think like lately, especially after this situation, I've really been like, learned to love myself and just choosing love in situations instead of choosing fear or choosing like, and I think anger branches off of fear, and sadness and all this stuff branches off. Like, it's okay to feel that emotion, but then you can't stay trapped in it, you know? Like, as soon as he sent that to me, I deleted his number. I deleted the message so I couldn't write him back. I matched him on Bumble. Like, I was just like, I'm not going to allow myself to, like, wallow in this or be trapped in this anymore, you know? So, yeah. So that's it. The big takeaways. Don't ghost people, first of all. Fucking don't do that. That's shit. Second takeaway is if someone ghosts you, then call them out on their bad behavior. Third takeaway is you got to take a hard look at yourself, because if you are entertaining someone that long who ghosts you, then there was red flags, and you need to be able to see that better, and you got to listen to your heart better. And I think that was the biggest thing I've learned about my recent dating horrific situations lately, is that there was red flags and I just didn't pay attention to them and I didn't listen to my heart. So anyway, so here's the next one. Hopefully we won't be talking about being ghosted anymore. Cece told me to save what I sent to him. She's like, yeah, just in case it happens again. I was like, it's not happening again.
Well, as a reminder, I wasn't going to be like,
it's gone.
Guy.
It's deleted.
I know.
And ain't happening again.
But you need to remember that, like, and what that felt like, the feeling.
I don't want to remember that. I want that to be gone. Like, I just want it out of my life. I'm like, I'm never entertaining that bullshit again. Like, I deserve better. And I don't know how I've been treating myself so badly for so many years. I think that, like, because my brother passed away, because of my bad childhood, because I was bullied a lot, that, like, I deal with a lot of self-hatred and shame. And
right. Forgive, but don't forget.
Yeah. Also important sideways. Forgive, but don't forget. Super important. But I think, like, a lot of it's, like, learning to forgive myself and be happy and kinder to myself. So we're working on that, folks. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to the Jing Dynasty podcast. We'll see you next time.